YouTube. You guys, I'm in the middle of watching. I'm in the middle of watching WWE Payback 2020. They are having fans called the Thunderdome. And, of course, I'm eating pizza roll. And we'll continue watching and see what happens. Guys, I am still watching Payback. And the ring just broke. And we'll see you in a minute.
Well, Angie, how was your pay-per-view?
Good.
Good? Yeah, I missed it. Just not much for the WWE anymore.
Next one is September 21st, Clash of Champions.
That's what I think about the WWE nowadays. To me, it just lost its luster, basically. Not because there's no fans or they're using digital fans. It's just that the storylines suck. The characters is lame. We don't know 1 week who's a babyface, who's not a babyface. Remember when John Cena and Roman Reigns were literally, they were supposed to be the two big baby faces, and every night they were literally booed off the show because just the fans don't care.
They got booed tonight. Roman did.
Well, because he's now a heel, and the creative finally listened. And that's a problem with it's creative. It's not just creative, but the networks kind of saying, hey, we want this guy to be the baby face.
I think Seth is going to turn good.
Yeah, that's going from heel to baby face, basically. See, that's what I mean. You don't know from 1 week to another. Not like in old days where basically you had two talents. They are long time heels, one turn baby face. Then it goes for a little while, the fans didn't buy it, so they go back to heel. I remember in the AWA, they tried this with Ray Stevens, Ray the Crippler Stevens, where he got kicked out of the Bobby Brain Heenan family. He turned babyface, then eventually the fans were not buying it, and he teamed up with Pat Patterson.
I miss the Weasel.
Yep, those are old school guys in that. Remember Hogan when he first entered in professional wrestling, he was a heel. Then he became the biggest baby face in the 80s. Stan Larry Hansen. Believe it or not, he was a big time heel, but over in Japan, on angles and storylines, mostly angles, because back in the day they worked the angle.
Yeah.
Stan Hansen was almost at times either a heel or a babyface, but his wrestling, how he presents his style of professional wrestling hasn't changed. So you don't know if he's a heel or babyface. This is how the fans react in that. Yeah, the day when they tried to present the Honky Tonk Man as a babyface, the fans was not buying it, and the guy who played the Honky Tonk Man was always been telling the WWE and Vince McMahon said, I'm a heel. I've been in the heel in Canada. Don't matter what babyface. All the babyfaces will team up with saying they're getting killed by the Honky Tonk Man because they were getting booed out of the building. Even the heels that worked with the Honky Tonk Man was getting cheered, and they didn't want to get cheered. They want to get booed, and so they had a little issue even in the mid '80s with the Honky Tonk Man, where basically Jesse Ventura came up with a wide idea and
I like him.
yeah, Jesse Ventura came up with a vote of confidence, and when that vote of confidence came in, it was a big vote that they did not like him, and Honky Tonk Man played it. He says, I know they like me. I know they like me. And Jesse goes, no, greaseball. They hate you. They hate your guts. So it was a heel turning a future heel, what it is, in that. So, yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, even back in the day, even the WWE can get it wrong too. And I see former WWE referee Mike Holder is over in AEW now. I saw that in the highlights.
Former stars.
Oh God! If that organization, if professional wrestling brings back what it's supposed to be, professional wrestling, it's still sports entertainment, but let's call it what it is. It's professional wrestling, and they want to do not just storylines. They just want to work an angle, see if the fans buys it. If the fans buys it, then they continue the series, what they call a rivalry, or back in the day we call them feuds, and that. So, but it's just today because network TV wants their guys to be the heels and baby faces. The WWE wants these guys to be the heels and baby faces, and the fans don't know what to do. That's why they don't buy tickets. They're just booking too many of the same matches, and the house shows should be booking different type of matches, basically, to see what future talent can bring, see what the future talent can do in those house shows. I remember going to a house show that they had 2 matches dedicated to local guys to see how they can perform, and some perform with a WWE star just to see how they can handle the spotlight and that. So, and we don't even see those matches no more, like in the old days at the Madison Square Garden or all these other big venues.
But you can't right now with the virus.
Yeah, but you can't right now. Talent-wise, it's not good because all you got is the WWE is the big show. Mm-hmm. You got AEW is the second biggest show. Then you got TNA.
And you got NXT.
Well, NXT is a developmental for WWE.
Yep.
And that. And you got NXT UK. Well, it's all tied with WWE. But you really need what you got. What we need, like we used to have in the old days. Not just at the WWE Northeast, but here in the Midwest. The American Wrestling Association was huge around here in the 60s and 70s and up till mid-1980s, basically. That's where Hulkamania got started in the American Wrestling Association, believe it or not. That's true, Matt, so. But, then you had the NWA, which basically was the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, parts of the southern states, and parts of the northwest corner, and some other areas that NWA used to cover. But those were broke up by territories, and that's what we're missing in today's professional wrestling is the territory system.
I remember when they used to have wrestling out there in Charlotte.
Yeah, it's one of those independent shows, basically. We had a couple of independent shows here. We saw local guys like Rocky Brewer. There was Mola Bob Pence. Then there was Ox Baker, who brought in the Night Stalker, came a.k.a. Adam Bomb. Then he became Brian Adams.
Yep.
As Chronic and that. So, Baron Von Roski.
There's a lot of them.
Yep, there was a lot of them. So, a lot of independent stars.
I remember going into Brewer's, Rocky's place when I went to high school.
Yeah, there was that ice cream shop. Used to be right across the street to high school. Yeah. Anybody who's old enough remember that, Brewer's Ice Cream Malt Shop? Leave it down in the comments down below.
I was there.
Since I was DeWitt Central, we had the varsity.
I was there a couple times.
Yeah, we had the varsity drive-in out in DeWitt. I think some people might remember that too. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Basically, we're going to ask you guys the question. Professional wrestling, do you like it the way where the old days did it? You can still watch those matches here on YouTube, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Those old-style matches.
Yep.
You like the old-school style? The Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars, or the way it's presented today, you don't know who's who and what's what, something like that, because there's not enough.
I like the Attitude Eras.
I like the Attitude Era that goes into the Monday Night War.
Yeah.
I thought Monday Night War was the best years, but like I said, they overkilled the NWO, and I knew they overkilled it by now you had like half the roster is either NWO black and white or red and black. So
they were supposed to be in the Hall of Fame this year too.
Yeah, so
which they never showed this year, guys.
Well, yeah, because of the coronavirus and that. So, oh, by the way, what is the biggest venue you guys went to a professional wrestling show? My biggest venue I went to a professional wrestling show was at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. It used to be called the Rosemont Horizon and that. So I went there for one show, Survivor Series 1989. Otherwise, our main venues down here for professional wrestling at the time was Palmer Auditorium, Wharton Fieldhouse, and now what used to be called the Market of Quad Cities, now it's called Tax Slayer Center.
Yeah.
That's so. Then, like I said, what is your biggest venue you guys went to? I like to take in a wrestling show during the. I wish it was back in the heyday, back at the Madison Square Garden days. Wow, those were good shows.
Those were good.
Those were good shows, and even if you watch a repeat of, one of those shows, it's still fantastic, and that. So our question is, like I said, old days wrestling, the Attitude Era, Monday Night Wars, or what do they call it today? I don't know what they call it today.
I don't either.
It's more like a track. It's more for TV. It's like a track meet car collision. I kind of agree with Jim Cornette. There's really no wrestling holds unless they go on a TV break.
Yeah.
Then they go into a wrestling hold. But otherwise, it's always clotheslines. Clotheslines. I mean, you've seen one, you've seen them all.
I'm only watching it to find out who these guys are that has the black. They're all dressed in black.
Yeah, so, yeah. And a lot of moves don't have hardly any meaning to it, not like the old days and that. Okay, actually, my old day wrestler I used to grow up on, up till Hulk Hogan was, believe it or not, was the Crusher, Dick the Bruiser, and the man who got me hooked on professional wrestling, believe it or not, was superstar Billy Graham.
Yep.
And I saw an angle on TV where basically he had Wahoo McDaniel.
I remember you guys when he went to pay-per-view and I watched it somewhere else. I could hear his horn.
Yeah, I went to a pay-per-view. SummerSlam. No, it's not SummerSlam. It was the Great American Bash 1987.
At the Mark of the Quad Cities.
Yeah, but WCW called it Mark of the Quad.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know why they did that, but it's WCW for you. It's WCW, wrestling. Not wrestling, wrestling.
Yep.
That's how Ted Turner pronounces it. Sorry, Carla. Sorry, John. But that's why in Lillian, that's how they pronounce it back down south, down in Georgia. They call it wrestling. Up here, we call it wrestling. Right now, we call this as the end of the show.
Oh, please like, share, subscribe. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We'll see you later. Bye.